Severe thunderstorm. Pounds southeast Queensland. A powerful thunderstorm has swept through southeast Queensland, bringing hailstones as large as 5 centimeters and wind gusts reaching up to 96 kilometers per hour. A severe weather warning remains in effect across several regions. The Bureau of Meteorology issued alerts for parts of Brisbane, Moreton Bay, Redlands, Logan, the Sunshine Coast, Noosa, South Burnett, and the Gold Coast. Additional warnings have also been extended to the Wide Bay Burnett, Southeast Coast, and sections of the Central Highlands, Coalfields, Capricornia, and Darling Downs and Granite Belt districts. At around 4:45 p.m., large hail was reported in Brisbane's southern suburbs, while Archerfield Airport recorded wind gusts of 96 kilometers per hour. The State Emergency Service responded to multiple calls for assistance with fallen trees and power lines stretching from Ipswich to Brisbane. In Brisbane's Wooloongabba suburb, Vulture Street and Leopard Street were closed due to severe road surface damage, believed to be storm-related. The Queensland Fire Department is also addressing widespread power outages across the southeast. Emergency crews attended incidents involving roofs torn from buildings, one at a business in Toowoomba and another at a home in Millmerran. According to Ergon Energy, more than 40 power lines are down in the Toowoomba area, with extensive damage to poles and wires throughout the region. Senior meteorologist explained that the severe weather was fueled by a weak trough, creating unstable, moisture-rich air over the area. The forecasts more scattered showers and thunderstorms across much of eastern Queensland on Monday as the low-pressure trough deepens. We could see more severe storms develop north of Brisbane and along the coast, Ms. Bradbury said. These systems may again produce damaging winds, large hail, and heavy rainfall. Massive hailstorm sweeps through Queensland suburbs. Brisbane, Queensland, Sunday, October 26, 2025, 3:45 p.m. AEST. A sudden and powerful hailstorm has struck southeast Queensland, pelting communities across Goodna, Bellbowrie, and Toowoomba with golf ball to cricket ball-sized hailstones, torrential rain, and destructive winds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. The Bureau of Meteorology (BOM) issued an urgent severe thunderstorm warning earlier this afternoon, but within minutes, the storm cells rapidly intensified, forming a supercell cluster that moved eastward across the Lockyer Valley and into the outer Brisbane suburbs. Residents across the Ipswich corridor reported deafening thunder and bursts of hail that blanketed streets, smashed car windshields, and shredded vegetation. In Goodna, parts of the Ipswich motorway slowed to a standstill as visibility dropped to near zero. "It came out of nowhere, just sheets of white," said Goodna resident Melissa Turner, whose car was damaged while she tried to drive home from work. "The hail was bouncing off the bonnet like marbles hitting metal. I've never seen anything like it." Emergency sirens echoed through Bellbowrie as heavy hail battered rooftops, tearing through awnings and solar panels. Video footage shared on social media shows entire yards coated in ice, resembling a winter snowfield. According to BOM senior meteorologist Miriam Bradbury, the hailstorm developed from a deep convective system that intensified due to a combination of high surface temperatures, moist, low-level air, and an unstable upper atmosphere. "We had a weak trough line sitting across the southeast, and the conditions this afternoon were almost textbook for supercell formation," Ms. Bradbury said in a live update. Once those updrafts strengthened over the Darling Downs, the storm had everything it needed to produce large hail and damaging winds. The first radar signatures appeared west of Toowoomba around 2:15 p.m., showing multiple rotating storm cells. Within half an hour, the system grew into a massive supercell stretching from Oakey to Gatton, later splitting into 2 main cells, one tracking northeast toward Goodna and Bellbowrie, and another moving southeast toward Boona and the Scenic Rim, Residents in Toowoomba reported a wall of white sweeping through the city just after 2:45 p.m. The storm left a trail of destruction in the CBD and surrounding suburbs, with large trees uprooted and power lines torn down. By 3:30 p.m., Toowoomba's main streets resembled a disaster zone. The State Emergency Service, SES, reported more than 150 emergency calls within the first hour, mostly for roof damage, flooding, and downed trees. At a small business on Ruthven Street, the roof partially collapsed under the weight of accumulated hail. Nearby, residents took refuge inside a shopping center as glass panels shattered from wind pressure. "It felt like someone was firing rocks at the windows," said shop owner Andrew Price, describing how hailstones punched through the front glass of his store. "We grabbed the kids and huddled near the back wall until it passed." Power utility Ergon Energy confirmed that more than 6,000 customers in the Toowoomba region were without power as of 4 p.m. due to downed poles and damaged transformers. Crews were dispatched from Dalby and Warwick to assist with restoration, though access to several roads remained limited due to flooding and debris. A severe storm system swept across southeast Queensland this afternoon, unleashing large hailstones, destructive winds, and heavy rainfall that caused extensive damage in several suburbs and regional towns. The communities of Goodna, Bellbowrie, and Toowoomba were among the hardest hit. According to the Bureau of Meteorology, BOM, hailstones measuring up to 5 centimeters in diameter fell across Brisbane's southern outskirts, particularly around Goodna and Bellbowrie. Wind gusts of up to 96 kilometers per hour were recorded at Archerfield Airport as the fast-moving storm cell swept through the region. In Goodna, traffic along the Ipswich motorway came to a crawl as the hailstorm struck without warning. Motorists were forced to pull over as hail-battered windscreens and large tree branches crashed to the ground under the weight of ice. Residents in Bellbowrie described chaotic scenes as hail pounded rooftops and vehicles, leaving visible dents and broken tiles. "It was deafening," one local resident said. "You could hear the hail hitting everything: the roof, the cars, even the fence." Further west, in Toowoomba, the storm delivered a damaging mix of hail and torrential rain that knocked out power to thousands of homes. Emergency response teams were inundated with calls reporting torn roofs, downed power lines, and trees blocking roads. Authorities confirmed that more than 7,000 households in the Toowoomba area were left without electricity at the height of the storm. The State Emergency Service, SES, and local fire brigades urged residents to remain indoors and avoid unnecessary